Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? It's the Black Manga Critic here. We are live. We are live for a Hunter X Hunter. I said Hunter X Hunter, but you know what I mean. Hunter x Hunter live reaction. Okay. Chapter 392. So before we get into it, I have to do a couple things. I have to share the stream, right? So let me do that real quick. Copy the link and drive. Copy the link. Then share it on Twitter. All right. Do that. And tweet. Yep. All right. We good. So, welcome back, y'all. I'm doing this later than I normally would. Normally, I do it earlier in the day, like between noon and like 4. That's usually when I would like do these reactions on Sundays. But today was a really good day. I got to chill with my wife. We went to go see a ballet. We went to go see sort of like a retelling of A Midsummer Night's Dream at the American Ballet Theater in New York City. It's like really good. It was really good. There was kind of like an abstract piece after that. Like the first hour was Midsummer Night's Dream, and then the second hour was like an abstract piece of like Four Seasons, which was also good. I enjoyed the Midsummer Night's Dream stuff more because like I love Shakespeare, and like a lot of what I read and like researched and studied like when I was in my undergrad was like early modern literature, so Shakespeare is like included in that. But it was dope. And Midsummer Night's Dream is like one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. I love that play. It's like a dope play. It's like one of the like, you know, really great comedies that has like a lot of whimsy and you know, fantasy elements and stuff like that. So I love it. Love it. Anyways, and it also includes fairies, you know, like fairies are dope. Like, so, you know. Anyways, we're not here for that. We're here for Hunter. All right, chapter 392. I will say one thing. I do know that we will see Hisoka in this chapter. I could not avoid the spoilers. I was like, the second I saw that on yesterday, right? I saw a spoiler and I was like, oh. I was upset about it at first, and I was like, man, I would have been so hyped if I had no idea. Like, this would have been such a hype reaction. It'll still be a hype reaction because I have no idea what else is going on. But outside of that, outside of just that he's going to be there. But outside of that, like, it's still gonna be hype. It's still gonna be dope. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to the chapter. Now I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm still gonna enjoy it because it's Hunter x Hunter and it's gonna be like amazing. So you already know. Anyways, let's get into it. I gotta set up the Viz. Let me do that real quick. Let me go to the Viz site. You know, I don't even need to log in for the latest chapters, so that's nice. I don't have to like, you know, do all that. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's put it over here. There we go. Okay. So we live, y'all. We live. Let's do it. Okay. Chapter 392. All right. So let me full screen it a bit. So just so I can make it bigger. Let me see. Let me make it smaller. Oh no, that's the zoom option. Let me do that. No. Get out of here. Escape, I guess. Yes. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do it. So, I want to make it bigger, but I'm not sure how. There we go. All right, we got it. Okay. Soldiers, over here, do something. The shooters went that way. Get back. Stop. Don't push. Calm down. Give me a sec. Everyone clear the way. Don't worry. Everyone is safe here. I thought the murderer was caught already. Chapter 392 is entitled Information. Okay. There was a shootout between mafia families, and it looks like someone was hurt. Do something about the Yakuza there. We can't even return to our rooms. One got away? There were 2 of them. They were with the guy who was wounded. Aren't there lots of people missing or dead in the lower tiers? Just rumors. The serial killer was arrested. This quarrel was strictly between mafia families. Hey, over there. What? He's alive? Whoa. What? How's he alive? Huh? That's wild. We got a call and we're sent here. Are you hurt? Do you want to press charges? I'm fine. We were arguing over who bumped into who, but we're cool now. We heard there were shots fired. Yes, it wasn't me. They fired at me. You're she you or yeah, she you capo, right? Yeah, he's a civilian. You may go. Okay, thanks. You can't attack civilians. We can't protect you if you're charged with a crime. I know. How much would you pay for the info on the whereabouts of the Hailey boss? A brown paper bag. 50 million. Damn. As long as it's not bogus info. That's quite generous. The rumor of a war must be true. Right. Where is she? Pay first. I'll tell you after. No can do. I'll pay after I confirm the veracity of your info. I get where you're coming from. But I'm risking my own life to sell out a mafia boss. I can't have you making up reasons to haggle after the fact. Then 30 million in advance, non-negotiable. How do I know it's worth it? I know the guy in charge of wiring for the shipbuilder before boarding. I heard that a worker with a big mouth got snuffed. On a hunch, I dropped a few names and he gave me a dirty look and told me to shut up. Wiring for rooms that don't exist on the floor plan. Your hideout doesn't use tricks like that, does it? I'll bring the money. Wait here. But you'll escort me there personally. All right. I'll take part in the police raid. The situation has been resolved. The hallway is now open. We'll provide additional security for a while. Rest assured, you will all be safe. Give me 1 second. I just have to answer a text. Okay. All right. That's weird. How is he alive? Oh, that's crazy. Hunter. Hey, Shotty, what's good? What's good? Yo. Misha Howe, deceased. Former SHIU member, post-death NEN activated. Bro. Let's go. That post-mortem NEN is so legit, though. I love it. You know what I love about it is that very like in the story, there have been moments for the post-mortem NEN that have been activated in a really interesting way. In like really important moments, right? Like, you know, characters who come back from the dead, they're not actually alive, like right, like Pito, right? And right, who come back from the dead and, you know, attack like someone else or, you know, harm someone else, like when Pito attacked Gon, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Post-mortem NEN. The sun and moon ability, right? That like became stronger after the original owner died, right? And it didn't disappear from Crowell's book, all right, from his bandit secret ability. So like stuff like that. Hisoka, right? Obviously coming back from the dead, like that the post-mortem NEN activating. So those are like three like really key moments, right, for the story. But I also like that the post-mortem NEN is just like, this is like such a like, it's not like, oh my god, it's so vital. Like it's like, yeah, it's you know, it's kind of, you know, it's like, okay, it's like, whoa, but it's not like this like incredible, like an amazing thing for like the story as a whole, right? It's just like, this is just a neat and really dope, like just like use of it, where I'm just like, how's that dude alive? Like what? Like they're both alive, yo. You know what I mean? He was deceased. And now he's alive because of post-mortem NEN. Okay. Zombie girl. All right. Is an ability. La Vie and Rose. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's I I think that's it's either, I think it's French. All right. But it might be also Spanish. I'm not sure. Probably Spanish. The ability activated upon the death of Misha, who was a cleaner, activates when a member of Shiyu commits murder. What? It manipulates the corpse until it can be quietly disposed of. Then disputes. Oh, yo, that's wild. That's so good. Yo, that's wild, yo. Hunter x Hunter is so legit, y'all. Amadou, what's up? Hunter x Hunter is so legit. It's so legit. They said, all right, if any one of y'all suckers, right, end up dead, all right, off of some nonsense, okay, we're going to activate this ability so we can get rid of your corpse, like, in a way that's not, super visible or attracts too much attention or whatever. That's so wild, yo. That's so legit. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Oh, man. Former Shiyu member, right? Damn. Okay, so the blood's looking for Hisoka still. It's moving around. Oh, another one. Where? That way. Okay. Right? Are you Hisoka? What? Is your name Hisoka? Hiso who? No, you got the wrong. Yo, I love it. And she just said, let me get that answer. I don't have time to play no games. Boom. Right to the gut. Let me get that answer. No, I am not. Okay. What was that for? Are you okay? He's not him. Next. We're calling the police. Yo, it's and all the little things, right? That Tagashi does, where like they say we're gonna call the police, but you know the police ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do nothing. The police ain't here for us. They're not here for us. So, all right, yeah, and they're definitely not here for these folks who were like right at the bottom of the of the class little pyramid of this class, little class pyramid in the blue black whale. Right? Yeah, seems like it. Shiyu is looking for someone. Get in our way and you're dead. If you've got a problem with us, go to our hideout on tier 4. I'm sure they'll compensate you. Oh, another one. This way. Say, here's a thought. Why don't we skip the ones who obviously aren't Hisoka? We can't do that. We don't know what kind of ability he has. What if his ability lets him shrink? Makes this plan moot, doesn't it? Just playing devil's advocate. Haha. Okay. There he is. My guy. Oh, I'm so happy. We back, baby. We back. We back. Hey, are you Hisoka? Who are you? Lynch. And you? Whoa. Okay, so she punched him. So Lynch punched Hisoka, and the ability apparently did not activate. Huh? Whoa. Oops, sorry. That was a reflex. So. Whoa. Wait, I gotta go backwards because what the? Oh, that's how fast Ahsoka hit her. It's like if you blinked, you missed it. Like, wow. That was a reflex. So what do you want? He's far more powerful than Lynch. This pressure, more importantly, This overwhelming aura. He's the real deal. You're Hisoka, right? Yeah. Yes. This is it. This is it. Woo! We back, baby. Hisoka time, baby. Let's go. I guess you didn't hear me. I thought I was the one asking the questions here. Stop playing with the boy. Stop playing with this man. Are y'all for real? You asking questions to Hisoka? Trying to push you like, no. Y'all don't control the situation here. The man has come back from death after fighting the Phantom Troops later. No. Yeah. We don't know the details, but the Mafia is looking for you. If you want to know more, you're welcome to come with us. Yo. I love it. Oh my God. This is too much, y'all. Ooh, we back in action. This whole like page is gonna be so much. It's gonna be like so much here. There were a bunch of shootings in the plaza in Area E. Soldiers shooting each other, Shiyu having a fight with civilians, stuff like that. Well, I wouldn't be so sure that was a civilian. Were you able to ask anyone in the military? Thanks for the business. There's a gag order in effect. It's going to be an all-out war, right? Though the foot soldiers sent to the lower decks will talk for the right price. But then again, the information may be worthless. Yeah. On a different note, do you happen to sell any autograph boards? What? Are you out of your mind? I don't have space for stuff like that. I only carry stuff that desperate people would pay 10 times the suggested retail price for. What do you think that's worth? Right now, I'd pay 100 times the price. Booze, cigarettes, painkillers, ingredients for illegal drugs and their implements, addictive substances. Yeah, it's not something you usually need. Should I use something else? No, wait. No place on tier 3, from the malls to the black market, is going to carry something like that. Autograph boards. Okay. If I'm gonna ask, I'd want it on a proper autograph board, and I don't want them to think I grabbed whatever I had on hand. Oh, I think he wants like a Phantom Troop autograph or something like that, maybe. An autograph board has a special meaning here. You're right. Asking them to sign my shirt would show passion, and it works when you bump into someone, but not in this situation because I have the time to get ready before I ask. If you really need one, you should find a dealer at a general store on tier 1. There's dealers for stuff like that? For sure. Sure are. If it's not on the ship, they'll bring it from the shore. Give them info on what you want and they'll deliver it. It's a service only for the wealthy, but try finding that dealer. The deadline for ordering on the last air shipment is day 14 of the voyage. The deadline via high-speed boat is 3 days prior. Something small can be sent separately via drone, so the deadline could be stretched. Ooh, they got drones? Okay. Well, it's all about who you know and how much you pay. Oh, wow. Thanks. Over 6'2" with a sinister vibe? Shiyu had a skirmish in the area E Plaza. I'll find Hisoka and ask for an autograph board as the reward. Seems to be Heinrich. Let's go to Area E. 4 days until the deadline. You guys stick around and gather more information from here to Area C. Then go back to the office and let the troop know. Yes, sir. This is quite a sticky situation. I thought the Phantom Troop would split up once they started their search of Tier 4, but as long as they're holed up in the office, I can't move freely. The Highly Assassin already marked the office. If they decided to just wait for him there, they have a keen sense for combat. They sniffed out the firing grounds between the 3 Kakin Mafia families without any prior information And the three of them agreed that the key to reaching Hisoka was using assassins. They're a cool-headed pack of predators who won't divide their attention. It'll be difficult for us to trick or manipulate them into action, so we should let excuse me. So we should let Hailey deal with the spiders. We should focus on finding Hisoka. The troop is looking for Hisoka in order to kill him. Once that's done, they'll head to Tier 1 for whatever treasure they're after. The situation will change depending on what it is. There are too many unknowns at the moment. Get rid of them one by one. Hisoka first. If the civilian who fought Shiyu was Hisoka, they'd beat us to him, but that's still the second best outcome. Heinrich would be on the same page as us. Use Hisoka to crush Hailey and the troop to maintain balance. The priority is finding Hisoka first, then Hailey. We don't even know how many of them there are. They might use Nen, so don't go alone. Hisoka is dangerous. He was a floor master at the Heavens Arena. If you find him, let me know, and don't approach until I get there. Once Heinrich or I succeed in negotiating with Hisoka, we move to the next phase. We watch from afar as the troop and Hailey hack away at each other. If Hisoka is capable of crushing the troop, it would be easier to let them duke it out. But from the clips of the Heavens Arena, it looked like Hisoka enjoys creating unfavorable circumstances for himself on purpose. This is a group of highly unpredictable people. Yes. I love how the Heavens Arena fight was recorded. That's probably like prime YouTube footage or something like that, or like dark web footage or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I find it hard to believe that like it was still on YouTube. Maybe I don't know. It might still be on YouTube, but I find it hard to believe that it still is. Probably like some dark web video or something. All right, so the Phantom Trooper chilling in the Shiyu office. Nothing unusual. Hey, we should get Franklin and split into pairs. Then we could take turns searching outside. I think he'd refuse. He hates confined spaces. Then I'll team with Franklin and you guys stay here. Huh? Is true. Enemy is true. Enemy hard to come here if three of us are on alert. But no point if we run out of patience before them. The search party's back. Okay. Hold on, I'm coming. I'm coming. Wait, don't. The troop, they're coming. Huh? What the heck is that? Oh, boom, boom. That jerk. He could launch a sneak attack if he wanted to. He's just toying with us. Over here, the search party's back. Hey. And they've been taken. If they can't use Nen, I guess it doesn't matter how many there are on alert. What? Where is everyone? You stay in here. Keep the door locked. Check on the search party. Let us know if anything happens. Okay. Hey. It's not like you. It's not like you at all. You guys could wipe out Shar, bust down that door, and slaughter all the loaded rotten scoundrels in the upper tiers, couldn't you? Aren't you behaving yourselves a bit too much? I'm kind of disappointed. Slaughter? That's stupid. This isn't the apocalypse. What do you know about us anyway? The wiki page says you're... not the wiki page, not the Phantom Troops fan page. Oh my god. Let's see. Okay. All right, just give me a sec. I'm just trying to get rid of these weird messages in the chat. And remove. There we go. All right. Yeah, weird bots, yo, coming out of nowhere. Like I feel like they've been like on all pages. They just kind of show up on random pages, like of people who have channels. It's weird, super weird. Anyway, um, the wiki page is funny. That made me laugh. All right, let me do this real quick. There we go. Uh, but I guess it was exaggerating. Want me to edit your entry for you? Sure, go ahead. Just say we show no mercy to do to tick us off. Woo! This is gonna be fun. And that's the end of the chapter. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do my thoughts on the chapter tomorrow, like my overall thoughts, which would be like a longer video. But I'll say a few things now in the next like 5 minutes, like a few minutes. The first thing I'll say is that the post-mortem Nen stuff is really interesting. And what I like about what Tagashi's doing with that is like the post-mortem Nen is right, is something that at times can be like very unpredictable. You don't necessarily know how Nen will respond, how post-mortem Nen will respond, when it will like appear, depending on the person, stuff like that. And other times, right, the post-mortem Nen can be like very calculated, right? It could be part of an ability, part of a Hatsu, right? Or not necessarily part of a Hatsu, but like, right, but in Hisoka's case, right? Like post-mortem Nen that allowed him to like come back from the dead in a very particular situation, right? His heart and his lungs, right, needed to be like intact, right? And the rest of his body, right? Like certain things had to be intact for him to be okay after the battle, right? Like after that happened. It was really a gamble for him to come back from the dead, right? But luckily things worked out in his favor, and he was able to, and the post-mortem Nen was able to activate and like bring him back from the dead. So there's that. But that's what I like about post-mortem Nen. It's never like the same thing twice. It's always like very like distinct, different kinds of things, and they're always interesting to see when they appear. I love that. The second thing, we got our boy Hisoka back. Like that's just, and I love that there's levels to this, right? Like it's like Hisoka's not on the level of like some underboss or some dude who just figured out how to use Nen and is working for the mafia or something like that, right? Like we saw that when the mafia, like the 10 Dons, try to do their thing, they got smoked. They got smoked by the Phantom Troop, and they probably could have got smoked by one member of the Phantom Troop, right? Like they didn't need every member of the Phantom Troop to fight all of them, right? They were just like, you take 3 of them, I'll take 4 of them, and we'd be good to go. We'll get all the the Shadow Beast done for, right? Easy. Okay. So like I love that. Like I love that it was just like super easy. All right. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see Hisoka taking out all the troop. I see him taking out like the ones who are susceptible to his abilities, like Shizuku and Benella. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but you know what I'm talking about. The one who's got the wrappings and Benella Love or something like that. I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but you know who I'm talking about. He's got the like boxing gloves on and stuff like that. He's got the Cantabile like ability, right? So those folks are very susceptible to like Hisoka. So if they end up by themselves, they dead, right? Like I mean, they'll put up a fight, but they're gonna die, right? So the ones who are capable of fighting Hisoka like one-on-one, they're all together right now, right? For the most part, right? Like for the most part, Finks, Phaeton, Nobunaga, and Franklin somewhere else, right? Like Franklin's just like chilling by himself or whatever, right? But those like like those 3, like they're all together, right? Again, Finks, Phaeton, Nobunaga, right? Like those 3 are all together. Those 3 can fight Hisoka one-on-one. Whether they can win, is neither here nor there. I don't know. I doubt it, but I know that the fight will go to the wire. Like I feel like the person who has the best chance against Hisoka is probably either Phaeton or I think they all do in a sense, but I feel like Phaeton has the best chance, like just because of the way his Nen ability works. And maybe Nobunaga, like depend, if he doesn't like play around or whatever. But those two in particular. And maybe Franklin, I don't know. Right? Like those three I think have the best chance. And then there's Corolla, right? Because Corolla's Corolla, so you know. But I think that like generally he's not beating like all the troop members. Back to kind of like the Hisoka stuff, right? Hisoka's not someone to be played with, right? They can immediately tell, right? Like the people who were just around him are like, yo, he mopped the floor with Lynch in one shot. Took one shot to get Lynch on the floor. Done. Right? Easy work for Hisoka. Didn't even look like he took a breath. Right? You blinked and you missed the shot. You missed the gut punch. All right. Like he was just like, yeah, just a reflex, So Hisoka's really that dude. Now, again, this tells us a lot of things, right? It's just that like Hisoka and the Phantom Troop they're just like elite Nen users, elite, right? Floor master level Nen users who are just incredibly strong, respected, right? Folks, if you're a Nen user, you know who's you, right? And you've watched like the Heaven Arena battles and you like, been paying attention like at some level, you know who Hisoka is, and you definitely know who the Phantom Troop members are, right? So stuff like that. Or at least you know the Phantom Troop as a group. You don't necessarily know the members, but you know the group. And by now you should know the members because their faces have been put out there and everything like that. At any rate, I just enjoy like what's going on there. I love the killer, the like dude who's working for the Shiyu family, who's just like not a Shiyu, the Hailey family, right? Who's just like a fan of the Phantom Troop. He's just like a fan. He's just like a super fan of the Phantom Troop, and is like, yo, I thought y'all were gonna be better. Like I read the wiki page, like I studied y'all. I was hyped. I was excited, and y'all ain't really doing the things that I thought y'all were gonna do. What's going on? Why aren't you just killing everybody in your path? Why aren't you like being super messy? What's happening? I want mess. I love mess. Right? Marie Kondo. Right? He's like, I love mess. I love mess. It's so good. Right? So I love it. Not to be off topic, and I don't know if you've seen it, but Tagashi dropped a chart of people's Nen categories, and there's some big shot. Ooh, I want to check that out. I might do a video where I check that out, like where I do like more of a discussion with the review and talking and stuff like that. Then I might do it. I'll definitely check that out. Let me see. Let me go on Twitter. Let me go on Twitter real quick. Twitter. Togashi Nen. Oh, Nen charts from the Yoshida Togashi exhibition. Translation here. All right, we got some time. Let me check it out. We got a little bit of time. So Hana H Hunter characters Nen type chart, and Nen proficiency chart. So let me open this up. Wow. Okay, there are six. Okay, so about the 6 Nen types. There are 6 Nen types. We know all the Nen types already. We don't gotta get into that. The innate type that a Nen user is born with does not change. However, there have been extremely rare cases wherein a Nen user changes to specialization as an acquired postnatal type. Okay, where we know that, right? Kudapika, right? Certain individuals have that. About Nen users placed right in between 2 types. Everyone is born with one fixed type. However, there exist Nen users who, in terms of talent, are placed right in between their innate type and another type. These users can efficiently pick up both types of Nen. By honing their skills exclusively on their original type over a long period of time, one can relatively easily develop more aptitude towards their innate type. One's placement within the scope of the type they belong to may change depending on their training method, intensity, living environment, changes to their mind, body, and other factors. I think this is like related to like characters like Netero, right? Who like clearly are like, right, he was an enhancer, right? Like that's something that we knew. Like Netero was an enhancer, right? Let me check out this Nen chart real quick. Then let me see if I can find Netero on this chart. Yeah, so it's right. So Netero was an enhancer, right? But I feel like he should be somewhere like in between or something like that. But also, right, like I feel like Netero was so great, like trained so hard and did so much and just mastered his enhancement to such a level that his other abilities like just seemed ridiculously strong in comparison to other people who might be able to use similar abilities, like his manipulation ability, his ability to manipulate the statue, right? Like the 100 arm, like the 100 hand statue, right? And his ability to like emit his nen, right? Like in a way, right? Like stuff like that. All right, manipulation, conjuration, right? Like all that stuff. He could just he put. It's almost like he used so many different types just to do that one particular thing, but he could only get to that intense level because he had like just so utterly mastered enhancement that it was like, okay, we got it. The other types, I got this. All right. It's still impressive, right? Because it's like the other types are just so far away from his enhancement. Like he should be not so great at like conjuration, right? Like he shouldn't be great at conjuration. He shouldn't be great at like whatchamacallit, emission, I guess. Right? Like he shouldn't be great at those two things. Maybe not emission, but I don't know, that's conjuration. Let me see. Give me one second. Let me see. Nen chart. Now we're talking about this stuff. But the chapter was dope, but I want to talk about this stuff too. I'll change the title to like reflect it. I might get a whole video in on this, but I just want to like look at it real quick. Yeah, manipulation, right? Like manipulation and emission and conjuration are so far away from like what he's able to do, like from enhancement. Like he shouldn't be great at those two abilities, at those two nen types. But that's how it was like it's just like an anomaly. That's just like how incredible he was. Like he was just like an incredible nen user. Yeah, Meruem is an emitter. Wow, an emitter. Let me check out this chart real quick. Wow, yeah, there he is. Wow, emission. See, and that's the thing, right? Meruem is another one who is just so utterly absurd in like his abilities that you wouldn't even know that he's an emitter because he's just that powerful, right? Where you would like, for me, I would think he was like a specialization type, right? And that's why he had that ability to like take in powers and stuff like that. That would have been my assumption, that he was specialization. But you know, it is what it is. But I guess I don't know. It's weird, right? There are people who are, and what's interesting on this chart is like there are some people who are like in the middle, right? In the middle of enhancement and conjuration. Is that what that is? No, transmutation, right? So like Machi, is that and is that Killua? Wow, Killua, yo, Killua was no joke. Yo, stop playing. Killua was no joke. No wonder Killua was no joke. That's gotta be Killua, right? Yep. Stop playing. That's our boy. In between enhancement and transmutation. Like, that's crazy. Like, crazy talented, right? If we take a look at the chart real quick again, I'm gonna try to like share my screen. So I'd have to use OBS to do that. But I'll do that at some point. I'll do like a separate like Hunter discussion where we take a look at all this stuff. But if we take a look at like people who were like in between, right? Like Kaluto is in between. What's that? Emission and manipulation. It looks like. So that makes sense for Kaluto, for his ability. That makes sense for Kaluto's ability, right? In between emission and manipulation, I believe. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. Yes, right. Same with Melody, right? Melody's in between both. All right. So it kind of makes sense that like she's got that emission ability, right, with her playing the music, but that emission ability allows her to manipulate people's feelings too. It's kind of like a bit of both. That's so yo, that is so dope, right? And Silva is an emitter, right? Right? Silva is an emitter. That ability was like an emission ability, or maybe transmuter. But now we know that it was like probably a emission ability, right? Komugi the enhancer. That's so interesting. I'm so interested in like Komugi being an enhancer. That's so interesting to me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you know, but so cool. This is so dope, yo. Like, oh my goodness. Where is hold on, let me look that up real quick because yeah, that's crazy. This is so cool. Let me see some more. Let's see who okay, so enhancers, we got Netero. Is that Zeno? No. Ugavin, sorry, and Kamugi, right? And then there are people who are in between. Nobunaga's in between transmutation and enhancement. All right, but just talent. Hisoka is straight up a transmuter, right? Look at the people in between transmutation and conjuration. Is that what that is? Conjuration? That has to be conjuration. Yeah. Right? That are in between. Like you got Hanzo, my boy Hanzo Kite. All right. And who I forgot her name. The granny butler, right? Subone, right? So like they're they and that makes sense, right? That like Subone is in between transmutation and conjuration. Okay. Hanzo is between conjuration and transmutation. So he's probably got some like special things that he can do with his sort of like shadow his like cloning ability, right? With his sort of like shadow like sort of cloning ability, with astral projection kind of ability. Kite also super interesting, conjuration, but also his weapons probably have like transmutation like effects. But I don't know, very interesting, very interesting. All right, this is so cool. Kurapika, of course, is in between. We know that that's pretty like self-explanatory that he's in between conjuration and specialization. And then there are just people who are just in specialization. And Jing, we have no idea. This is so interesting. I love that. To the end, Tagashi is like, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. You know what I mean? I wonder if they translated that. Like, I want to see because, like, I'm kind of tight. Leodio is interesting because he's in between enhancement and emission, which makes sense because Leodio is physically like right. They said that he was physically the strongest out of Kurapika, Gon, and Kurapika and Gon at the time, right? Like he was like physically the strongest. So I think that makes sense that he's like in between enhancement, and he's very earnest, right? Like he's an earnest person, and the kind of Nen personality test kind of tells us like, yeah, Leorio would make sense as an enhancer, but he's like somewhere in between. That makes total sense to us. All right, Franklin also being an emitter and an enhancer in between. Look at Franklin. Look at Franklin. Look at him. Look at him. He's really him. Okay. That makes so much sense that he's in between enhancement and emission, right? He's just like a big, strong dude that can like shoot Nen bullets out of his fingers. But the fact that they haven't told us Jing's type is so funny to me. That's like so funny to me. I love that. That's that like I'm not even upset because Jing is just so cool. Like, even though he's like a deadbeat dad, right? He's just like the deadbeat dad of all deadbeat dads for like popular battle shonen. But it's like, we'll find out eventually. I wonder if there's a note for that. Like, I wonder if like I don't know what that says, like the translation. Let me take a look at the Reddit page. Maybe that's been translated. Right. Yeah, so there's in parentheses they have an innate type, right? So like on the chart, all of them have in parentheses their innate type, generally. Okay. And then Kite, there's like a note for Kite where like I guess it changed because he's almost like reborn. So let me see something. Kite. Oh, Nen lost. Whoa, what? Huh? Nen lost. Nen lost. We got to take a look at that at some point. I definitely got to do a video for that. Cause, huh? What? That's wild. All right. As Scooby Doo would say, Shreddy. Like, what's going on? Like, what's really happening? All right. Let's see. Let me check out the more translation stuff. Yeah, it's so funny. Jing ain't just not on the list. Just not on the list, yo. Tagashi's so he's a troll. He a fool. Below is my translation of the next pertaining to chart 2 about the 4 ratings of Nen proficiency in the attribute circles. You can see circles with 4 gradients, starting from the innermost black layer to the outermost white layer. This is important for understanding the following text. And then there are 4 ratings of proficiency for each type: great, excellent, genius, and ultimate. The illustration depicting these ratings is called the attribute circles. The closer the rating is to the center of the circle, the higher one's Nen proficiency is. These ratings represent the overall proficiency at this point in time, factoring in one's innate learning speed, physical abilities, mental fortitude. They do not represent the relative strength of one's Nen. A Nen user who's currently rates as genius can quickly fall into the excellent or great ranks due to lack of training. The ultimate rating means that the Nen user has reached the apex of attainable technique. It does not represent one innate talent. A Nen user that places within a type's attribute circle possesses the potential to reach that type's true essence, the ultimate rating. An example, Gon, who was forced into an extreme state of mind, reached ultimate in an instant. However, he lost his very power due to his Nen vows. Whether a Nen user reaches ultimate largely depends on their own efforts, but also on other factors such as luck and circumstances. For Nen users who are placed right in between 2 types, oftentimes reaching ultimate is conditional upon continuous training, practice of both types for a certain period of time. There are also cases where Nen users placed between 2 types get into the attribute circle of their innate type by honing that type exclusively over a very long time. Unlike users of other types, specialists sometimes do not display any progress in their Nen despite being placed in the attribute circle. Sometimes their awakening to ultimate level is contingent upon training practice of the other type of Nen that the specialists are supposed to have a hard time with in terms of the hexagonal chart. Specialists have various complications that cannot be decided with a catch-all rule. This chart depicts only characters that make it into the attribute circles with their proficiency rating in parentheses. Below are the listed characters, starting from the top. Woo-wee. Enhancers, Netero, Ultimate. That boy with Netero, like I said, just absurd. Just an absurd like Nen user. Ugovin is a genius. Kamugi, a genius. All right. Gon was great. He was like genuinely good. Okay. He was good. All right. Let's see. I'll split up the stream. We've got transmuters. Biscuit is like dope. Biscuit is so great. She's like honed her abilities to the peak. All right, as a transmuter. Okay. Hisoka, genius. A genius. All right, transmuter. Okay. Yopi, a genius. Obviously. Royal Guard, a genius. All right. All the Royal Guards were geniuses. Okay. They were ridiculous. Conjurers. All right. And this is like, and remember, this is like also based like on their ability, on their Hatsu. All right. Genthuru was a genius, right? At conjuration. Kototopi was also a genius at conjuration, but Kototopi's dead now, right? Neto's dead. Ultimate, dead. Okay. Knuckle, excellent. So Knuckle's really good. Shizuku, great as a conjurer. Okay. Specialists, Aluka, ultimate, ridiculous ability. Crollo, genius. Pito, genius, of course. Neon was excellent at her ability, but then lost it. All right. Pakunoda, Paku was great at her ability. Manipulators, Illumi was a genius, of course. Poof, of course, a genius. Morel, great. Emitters, all right. Meruem was like insane, like an absurd existence. Zeno, ultimate, of course. All right. Silva, genius. Nove, all right. Where is Killua on this list? Okay. No, excellent. Razor, great. Like, where's Killua at? Where's he at? Oh, there's a transmuter. Where he at? Where he at on this list? All right. Too long, didn't translate. This took hours, so take the time to read everything carefully. Below are my personal emphases and conclusions. The basic principles we've known since the introduction of Nen haven't changed. Each person has one innate type they have an affinity to. They will have a harder time comparatively when trying to pick other types. And specialists are fringe cases that cannot be easily explained. Some characters are ambidextrous in that even though they are born with one type, they happen to pick up another adjacent type just as easily, like Killua, right? Like Killua just is like Killua is just like that dude, like Enhancer, the way he's able to change his body and like do all these different things, and it's just strong. It's just like a Enhancer, just great. All right, so that makes a lot of sense. And it also makes sense as to why he can like handle the electricity, right, of his own transmutation ability. Just because someone isn't in the attribute circle in chart 2 doesn't mean that their Nen is weak or that they are not proficient. It's just that they are not focused enough to belong to the attribute circle. If you haven't noticed, chart 2 only includes characters that are shown in chart 1 to have singular type focus. Gon was, I believe, a case of someone who developed aptitude for their innate type because he had honed his enhancement Nen almost exclusively over an extended time. This is why I believe that his placement has shifted since Greed Island. Remember that one's placement in chart 2 is fluid and only represents their proficiency at this point in time. All right, so that was a lot. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So, right, like Crollo and Hisoka are not at that ultimate level, right? All right. So Crollo, amazing. Hisoka, amazing. Just genius level abilities for what they're able to do, and that's why they just do their thing, right? And that one shot by Ishido, right? Tokyo Ghoul's author. In a way, it was very accurate, right? Like Hisoka was just like, all right, let's go, I got it, right? The fourth prince is like a Nen genius, right? He's a genius. He's able to like use his abilities. He's able to pick up on things fast, but it doesn't mean that he's like amazing, right? He's not ultimate. He might not even be great, right? He might just be good, right? So because of his lack of training, he just started training, right? So it's stuff like that. But Hisoka and Crollo have been training for like a long time, like for seems like a while, right? So they're on it. They're on it. Those dudes are not to be messed with. Okay. So certain like Gentoru was like a conjuration genius. He was not to be messed with. The only reason that Gon didn't even really like beat him, right? Like it was just like a whole setup, right? Where he had to sacrifice his arms, right? It was like a whole thing. Okay. And Gentoru was like playing around with him. He wasn't taking him seriously. So like Gentoru was like very strong. He was genuinely manipulating that whole game, right? He was a strong Nen user. He was like a really strong Nen user who could just blow people up, right, with his conjuration abilities. So I think people are like, this to me is like a kind of confirmation that like people really underestimate Gentoru as a Nen user. He was really strong. All right. Yeah. Okay. Bisky is ridiculous. I mean, Bisky's been a lot. Like Bisky's like how old? Like 50 something years old, right? She's been training for a long time, right? She's probably like outside of Netero, the best Shingen Ryu master, right? Alive. That's my guess. I don't think I'm 100% right or anything like that, but that's my guess. I think she's just like she's amazing. She's like she's training the Nen users that are training young Nen users, right? You know what I mean? Like she's like the OG. She's like one of the OGs. So yeah. Right. We wouldn't want Hisoka and Chrollo to be ultimate. That would mean that like we've seen what we're gonna see from Chrollo. We've seen what we're gonna see from Hisoka. Hisoka, I love Hisoka. I love him. All right. And Chrollo, I love Chrollo too. All right. Chrollo kind of grew on me. At first, I was kind of like, but then after I thought about it and I saw what people were kind of saying about Chrollo, I was like, okay, I see it. All right. He didn't. I really wasn't a fan of Chrollo at first. Like he was kind of like, to me, like at the time, I thought he was kind of like a fake deep character. Like he didn't really have too much going for him. But then like I saw what kind of people were saying about Chrollo and how his character like interacts with others and how that kind of indirectly characterizes him in a sense. As someone who like doesn't have an identity, but seeks to like structure his identity through others, like the troop, like the spider. So the spider is his identity, but also it really isn't because it's other people and they have their own identities and their own goals and hopes and dreams. So it's like a whole thing. It's like a whole like kind of thing, like metaphysical, sort of like philosophical kind of thing. You know, and also kind of going into like sort of epistemology and like how do you know like the knowledge that you like possess, right? It's like how do you know who you are? Like, how do you know that you are this particular kind of person and you have these likes and dislikes and whatever and stuff like that? So he's actually a very interesting character in that sense, right? But you know, very cool. All right, so we've been streaming for 57 minutes. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna try to do like a whole Nen category thing, like and take a look at this translation stuff. I do have to change the title. I'm gonna change the title after the stream, just to say that like, okay, we talked about the chapter, and this is what these are my thoughts on the chapter, and this Nen stuff is amazing. It's so cool. I love Tagashi's so dope. I love Tagashi so much. Thank you for this. Thank you for mentioning it. Mentioning this to me. Amadou. Thank you for mentioning this to me. Super dope. Super cool. Oh, it's one of my cats. Hey, Yifa. All right, so I'm gonna go. Okay, thank y'all for coming through to the live reaction to Hunter x Hunter 392 and to taking a look at like this Nen stuff that Tagashi was talking about. It's so cool. I love it. I think it's dope. All right, thank y'all for coming through. Shout out to Shadi for coming through. Amadou for coming through. All right. Manu Master for coming through. All right. Great convo. Super dope. Love Hunter x Hunter. Y'all already know. Okay. I'm the Black Manga Critic, and I'm out.